Hello and welcome back to the OVFM report. This time we'll be taking a look at all the key results across game week 1, including some big scorelines, along with how the leagues officially stand after the first week of play. So with that being said, let's get underway and talk about our headliner results in the Premier League for game week 1, which were as follows. Manchester City secured a 2-1 win at Anfield over Liverpool, and Chelsea got a solid home win at Stamford Bridge, beating Arsenal by 2-0. So those, of course, were our two headliner games last week, which featured in the preview, which you can go back and watch. Let's have a look now at some of the other major results in the Premier League, which include the likes of Leeds United winning 9-1 over Crystal Palace. Burnley securing a 6-3 win at Brentford. Manchester United making the Amex very much a silent place as they beat Brighton 5-1. Villa Park was rocking as Villa beat Tottenham by 4-1. The Canaries plucked away from Brentford and won by 4-1. Tottenham bounced back after an early loss and secured a 5-3 win at Leeds United. And Leicester Watford put on a really good display at the King Power Stadium, with ultimately the Leicester City side securing a 3-2 win. Well, there was certainly a lot of shockers throughout the Premier League. Let's take a look at the Premier League table now, which sees only the top 4 having a perfect 100% record and only 6 sides unbeaten from their first 2 games, showing you that the Premier League this season is very much going to be as close as ever in Season 7. We now turn our attention to the Championship, which of course saw a total of 4 games for each side compared to the Premier League's just 2. So here is a result of those games. Let's start off with our headliner game of the first week, which will Fulham take on West Bromwich Albion, and Fulham very much secured the win at Craven Cottage, beating West Brom by 3-1. Of course, you can go back and watch Fulham, West Brom and Liverpool Manchester City on our playlist located right now in the top right-hand corner. Let's take a look at some of the other results in the Championship, which certainly saw plenty of high-scoring thrillers. The likes of, and include West Bromwich 9, Middlesbrough 1, Huddersfield 6, Preston 2, Blackburn 5, Bristol City 2, Fulham 8, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 5, Hull City 1, Derby County 5, QPR 1, Peterborough 5, Sheffield United 2, Nottingham Forest 1, West Bromwich Albion 7, Hull City 7, Luton Town 2, Blackburn 6, Reading 2, Coventry 6, Swansea 2. Barnsley secured a 6-0 win against Middlesbrough. The posh Peterborough beat Blackpool by 6-1. Huddersfield 4, Forest 0, Stoke 4, Millwall 0, and finally Derby County 5, Swansea City 1. Well, I think this definitely summarises that if you want to go and see goals this season, go and watch a Championship OVFM game. Some high scorers with plenty of talking points. Special shout out as well to Coventry City and Forest, who have got OVFM's only 0-0 draw in the Championship this season in game week 1. Well, not every game can be perfect, guys. Sometimes we've got to have the less thrilling ones. Now, let's take a look at the league table, starting with the Premier League. And currently, Aston Villa lead the way after a very successful game week 1, with wins over Leicester City and Tottenham. The Canaries, Norwich, probably the surprise of the Premier League, with a very limited squad strength. To get victories over both Everton and Brentford is a very impressive start. They currently sit in second. Looking at the bottom half, only 4 sides yet to get a point out of this season, one of them being Nutheads Liverpool, who really need to get results in the next game week. Unsurprisingly, with the goals that have been flowing in OVFM, only one side in the Premier League this season are yet to score. That is Southampton, who got OVFM's second 0-0 draw against Burnley. Not really surprised on that one. But still, they are yet to open their goal-scoring tally for Season 7. Looking over now at the Mad and Mental Championship, and despite what our game card preview said in the previous video, it is actually Fulham who sit top of the league, joining both Huddersfield and Stoke in the prestigious 100% club. However, watch out this week, of course, because Stoke do actually take on Fulham in what is going to be a very good game to determine who is going to leave the 100% club in the Championship. Will it be the Potters or will it be the Cottagers? We posted on Twitter a few days ago, but of course the only unbeaten side is Coventry, who's sitting very nicely on 2 wins and 2 draws. So watch out for them to potentially become Mr. Consistent throughout this season as well, and potentially sneak their way into the playoffs. Looking now at the bottom half of the championship, and certainly some interesting teams. Let's start with Peterborough, who currently have been the entertainment at the Western Home Stadium, seeing 12 goals scored and 12 goals conceded, meaning the average scoreline in the championship for Peterborough at the minute is 3-3 per game. Certainly shows they're going to be the entertainers of the division. Only one side yet to get anything on the board in the championship, and that is Reading, being beaten by various clubs, and as a result, look like the side that anyone can beat. But of course, anyone can beat anyone in the championship. We see that time and time again. And just like that, game week 1 is done and dusted, of course. But stay tuned on the OVFM report to get all your breaking news ahead of game week 2, as well as, of course, the news about free agency as and when it comes out. And my name has been Jack London, and that was your OVFM report.